I promise that every time we believe that Diddy can't possibly get any worse, he does. I know that you have all heard about Diddy's crimes and everything, but John recently made some even more shocking allegations about how Diddy allegedly tried to annul 50 Cent. We all know that Diddy and 50 Cent aren't exactly best friends, but Diddy trying to take out 50 Cent is insane. And you can bet your bottom dollar that he did not let this slide because he flipped out on Diddy reading him for filth and then tried to ruin his life. You guys better settle in for this drama because it's about to blow up again. I won't bore you with all the backstory about why 50 Cent is one of Diddy's greatest ops, but I will say that they have been beefing since the 50 Cent was big on his gang image at the time, so of course he didn't sign him. However, Bad Boy Records was in disarray after the death of the notorious B, and he was trying to avoid all the gang rap image. Nevertheless, they have continued to disparage each other over the years, with 50 Cent even accusing Diddy of trying to hook up with him and calling Diddy zesty when they go wherever they go and saying things like fruity. He also stated that Diddy attempted to take him shopping, but that it made him feel uncomfortable. He called Diddy out directly for being shady, saying, "Hey, he said something to me once, a long time ago at Chris Light's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. That's a lovely gesture, but let me go out before you take me at the words of a man." I looked at him like what did you just say? Let me move, man, before I do anything that will ruin the wedding. The drama has been ongoing for years, and with Diddy's new cases surfacing every 5 seconds, you can bet that 50 Cent is savoring every last bit of it. In addition, he's producing a documentary about Diddy's cases, which Netflix has purchased, so you know that's happening for real, like coming soon. A lot of content has leaked from the documentary, and it features some really wild stuff. We've heard about Diddy allegedly getting into some pretty sketchy situations, like living Kim Porter's bestie Erica Kennedy and a few other people, and allegedly attempting to set fire to Kamar Lee Simmons' home in order to intimidate her into keeping her mouth shut. However, one thing about Mr. 50 Cent is that you can bet that he's going to surprise us with more tea, and he did not disappear. The dynamic tandem of Chris Kelly and Chris Smith shot to fame in the early 1990s, becoming superstars at the ages of 12 and 13. Like many young Hollywood talents, they overcame significant obstacles. According to a 50 Cent's documentary, Jermaine Dupri was their purported mentor who assured them she would protect and mentor them in Hollywood. The boys released 3 mega-hit albums with Jermaine Dupri, but rumors circulate that they were subjected to repeated sexual abuse, with fingers pointing to Jermaine and his best friend. The mentorship went far beyond music, and claims that Jermaine Dupri and Diddy allegedly groomed them in unsettling ways. It was a tragic moment for Chris Kelly's family, who had to publicly acknowledge his extensive history of drug abuse when he was found unconscious at home in Atlanta in 2013. Despite being rushed to the hospital, he passed away 3 days later. Diddy 50C even claimed that this alleged ordeal forced Chris Kelly into a battle to cope with his pain. Sadly, this struggle continued until 2013. For the first time, Jermaine Dupri released a statement about how heartbroken he was, and he said to the world, "Chris was mad, Daddy, but to me, he was a son I never had as much as you may think I taught him. He taught me God has blessed me to be in the presence of so many naturally talented people. And Chris was one. When I think about it, I spent more time with Chris than dang near anybody in my whole life, so you can imagine how bad this hurts." But as people started to figure out, he didn't even know Chris that well, because he didn't know some basic things about him like his age. And then one of the members passes no at a not right after, but years later, yeah, he passes at a relatively young age. Was it 30-something? Yeah, I think so. Did you see that coming at all? Were you guys still in contact? No, I didn't. I didn't see that coming. We was in. We had just did the 20th anniversary. So it was like while Chris and Jermaine had grown distant over the years mainly because Chris was allegedly actively avoiding Jermaine. And honestly, who can blame him? Despite this, Jermaine tried to act like they were still best buds or something like that. But fans started to notice a change in Chris Kelly's demeanor. He seemed downcast and withdrawn after getting involved with Jermaine and Diddy. At first, we thought it was just peer pressure of the industry and didn't think much of it. Now that 50 Cent, it's devastating to think of what Chris was going through behind the scenes based on recently released RT footage. Not only was Jermaine accused of sex abuse, but he also allegedly permitted other people in the industry to engage in similar behavior. Speaking first on this, Cat Williams described Diddy and Murd3r as PDF files. What's going on? Fluff when I've had enough. GDD, I'll get back to you. The one thing about cats is that they don't sugarcoat things and tell it like it is, which adds even more authenticity to the whole thing. If you ask me, Jermaine died king of the P. You made the PRI little when you were a kid. It's sinister if you think about it. But it gets worse because, according to the sources, Diddy wasn't the only person Jermaine was allegedly pimping the boy out to. In 1993, you might think that Jada Pinkett was entangling herself with Chris Kelly from Mother Criss Cross. But when Criss Cross was in the room, he was like, Jada Ping is at the door, but don't leave, take this weed chill. We like, damn, mother gave us an ounce of weed, gonna kick it right here. Then he came back in and said, yeah, that was Jada pinking. I'm like, damn, Jada pinking at a young age. But this isn't the only thing that has come back to bite Diddy in the butt. Because do you guys remember the 1999 club shooting involving Diddy, J-Lo, and Shine? Now Shine took the fall for this and did a coup. Netana Rubin claimed that during the trial she testified saying, I saw Mr. Combs pulling out a black gun with his right hand. I felt like a flaming hot sledgehammer had hit me in the face. She said, I literally watched them pull out the guns. I had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it vehemently to all parties involved. I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face. She also hinted that there was some cover-up happening, saying I didn't have any reason to believe that someone would not believe me, but as things unfolded it was a very short period of time where I realized that's what in fact was happening. Netanyahu also spoke about the event, revealing that she still has some bullet fragments in her body and in her face and suffers from traumatic brain disorder as well as seizure disorder as a result of what Diddy allegedly did to her. But yet for the last 24 years I've had lead fragments in my face. Just like Julius Jones, the other gentleman who got shot, he still has it in his back. Like, people need to have some sort of respect and empathy. If nothing else, we didn't ask for this. We didn't do anything to deserve this. Like I said, I was an innocent bystander. What did I do to deserve this? And so yes, the aftermath has been horrific because outside of all of the physical things, I would have seizures. Sometimes I could have 20 seizures a day.